Hey everybody, this is the Justice for All podcast with Randall and Gage. Uh, Sorry we've been out of commission for a while. Again, life happens and sometimes things get awry, but we are going to come at you this week with two podcasts. That's right, two. Um, Today we will be discussing how America and its presence in the world affects others. Um, it's not, and now it sounds like a foreign affairs thing, but it's not quite because of that we were just talking about relationships, and this is actually how we our military and things like that affect other people's and pros and cons and those kind of things. So Gage, you want to start us off today?
Yeah, and I think this is a good topic to talk about because of all the things going on in the world right now, with especially the Syria bombing last week, and the summit between North and South Korea, where they're hopefully expecting to end the war after how long has it been, 60 plus years now.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
and our role in that, and and our role in Syria. So I guess we can tackle Syria first. I mean, as most people probably know by now, the Syrian regime, Assad, used chemical weapons on his people, and then basically we responded to that by targeting some of their chemical facilities and wiping them out, along with the help of Britain and France. And I guess first off, we'll state our opinions on that. So, Randall, if you want to go with your opinion.
Uh, um, with this issue, I really think that we should not be involved. I think I think we were lied to, and I actually think there isn't there information that we know now that we didn't immediately, that it was kind of um like it's not what we thought it was. Um, and so I think that we seem to be make the same mistake again and again in this country about we need to solve everybody else's problems, and then even I think it's just convenient because it right before that happened, like the attack on Assad and the attack on his own people, they Trump was trying to pull out of there and take the majority of the military to the border, as you know, because we have our own crisis here as far as the illegal immigration problem. I just find it convenient that a day or two after that this happens, and really to me it doesn't make sense because if you're Assad, you really don't want America there anyway, and you're winning the battles against the resistance. So why would you? And I mean, he's either the most careless dictator in history, or he's just very. I mean, he's probably very incompetent apparently, because in his own interest it'd be to just let things be and continue as they are because in your favor. And now it seems like he would create problems for himself by chemical bombing his people, and then America's presence still be there because it would be in his interest for us to leave. Um, so that doesn't make sense. And the second thing, and it's just weird to me that nobody seems to think about those things. And it's funny because we've seen this a few times, not even when Obama did it, fine, whatever. Our instinct is, oh, we gotta fix this. This is a problem we've got to handle. And really, the reality is the best action is probably no action, because in the past we've jeopardized some things, and now it's like this is the same thing. And I personally think it's fake. It was a fake thing. I think there's been video too, of you see people just running around looking like they were just in a incident, and then like 2 minutes later they're wiping makeup and stuff off their face and continuing on. So I don't know. I don't know how accurate that is even. I mean, I think uncertainty. I think uncertainty is our worst enemy, and for people that seem to want to be sure about everything, we're very uncertain about a lot. And I think again, no action on the side of uncertainty is better than causing a potential world war over all of this, because of uncertainty is that's the lesser of the degrees. So I think we should just keep business as usual, pull out like Trump planned. Worry about our interests first is my view.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I agree with most of that. I mean, I agree that we should take a hands-off approach on a lot of things. There are some things, like in this instance, that, yeah, there are some things that don't add up because, like, why would Assad attack his own people a couple days after we leave? I mean,
that's suicide.
He might be an idiot. He's, I don't really know that much about him, honestly.
Me either.
So, but I mean, if he would do that, he'd be an idiot. But at the same time, too, we can't allow people to go around the world with chemical weapons. I mean, that's one thing that the entire world has basically agreed on, that, we can't use chemical weapons, we can't use biological weapons and stuff like that because they're extremely, fatal and cause, massive amounts of suffering. And, if the wrong people, got their hands on it and took it somewhere else, like took it on a plane over here or took it into Europe or something like that, then you would cause, massive casualties. And, I think what Trump did was right by organizing a targeted strike and, wiping out specific targets instead of, just wiping out a whole city or something like that.
Yeah.
But, I do agree with him on that one, because I don't think, we can't stand for the use of chemical weapons if, they were indeed used. And, the government does have information that we don't have. And, I do trust some of the people in the government at least, like the Secretary of Defense and stuff, especially since he's a, world-renowned general. I don't think he would,
I don't.
But
I don't trust that guy. And here's
you don't trust him?
No, I don't. Here's a few. Let me lay out some things. So we've seen this play before, right? And then guess what happened? What happened is in the past, did the same shit, and then we made the claim, oh, the chemical weapons are gone. They're gone. This will never happen again. What happened? It happens again. And
that was more of speculation if Iraq had them or not. Like they didn't use them. We just went in based off the assumption that they had them. Assad, they're saying that actually used them.
No. That was weapons of mass destruction. I'm talking about in the past when Obama he bombed Syria over the same shit, man. Over he thought Assad gassed his people. Then he bombed them. They came to terms, and they found out that Assad said, "Oh yeah, okay, we're done. We don't have them anymore. We got rid of them. Oh look, we got rid of them." A few years later, it happens again, and I'm saying that I don't think. My whole thing is, I think we're being lied to, man. I don't think that it's completely honest of what's going on. I think what happened, and I don't even think Assad is doing it. Let alone. Maybe the first time, okay, and we're still. I don't even think we know that. I'm thinking here's what happens: is shit goes down, and like I said, we're supposed to solve everything, but really we don't even know what happened. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people seem to think that, or you already know. I'm not too certain about this area of expertise as well, but I'm pretty sure, without getting too wild, that another theory is that it's the resistance doing the gassing or even acting. Like there might not even been chemical attacks. We don't even know what chemicals were used even fully. And additionally, if the thing is to call to action, France and Great Britain did that, And I say if it gets uglier, then then we'll do it. But we got to tell them, hey, we have plans to pull out because we have to look after ourselves. Whatever you guys do, that's fine. But then you also have Russia claiming it's a false flag too. Which why would they lie? I mean, I guess okay, they might lie, sure. But again, I don't think it'd be in their best interest for us to be there either. So between Assad and Russia, I really don't think that the chemical attack either happened or happened how it did. They say it did. And I think these people they might know a lot more than us or whatever. But I think they've handled this position irresponsibly not only once but twice. Not this administration, but the overall the knowledge that the people have and their expertise. I'm sorry, but they keep making the same mistakes. I see, So between our uncertainty, we don't know exactly what happened, and then the uncertainty of even what chemicals were used, or if this was, whatever, we still don't have answered questions. And another question I'll ask is, where has this been in the last week? I haven't seen a lot of articles about this since the North Korea stuff about them banning their nuclear stuff. Since that story broke, I haven't heard anything about Syria. So I question the upfrontness of our leaders because I really think, yeah, they might have our best interests in heart, but do they? I really, you have to ask that because I think there's a lot more happening behind the scenes than we know. And I think that to me, it's still irresponsible that they're responding the way they are. I think we should get out. We should listen to Russia and Assad for now. And instead of bombing them initially, why doesn't Trump sit down with Putin, and why doesn't he sit down with Assad? Why doesn't he just talk to these guys, see what they have to say first before taking action? Maybe that would be
the one reason why he doesn't sit down with them is because how the media would react after that.
Okay, but
Trump and Putin are conspiring, blah blah blah.
That's everything with Trump, But I get that, the PR thing. But I'm just saying, okay, I would rather have the media backlash than threatening potential lives of bombings, even though they're targeted. I think there's casualties, in theory, right? And like I said, it seemed like our allies had a pretty good handle on it and didn't really need us for too much there. And also Britain and France can't act on their own. You know what I'm saying? They're independent countries. So I'm just saying there's other things that happen, and whatever their prerogative is doesn't have to be ours. Is all I'm saying. So I just think we should do a little bit more recon, maybe reach out to these world leaders more. And then, gather more information. And then maybe, then evaluate if it's in our best interest. Because I'm saying, the chemical weapons thing, more people than not may have them. But is it really our, why, is it really up to us to police that? That's debatable. I really don't think it is. I think it's just this is a terrible thing, but if we intervene, militarily, it could have even worse repercussions. So I don't know, and I don't know if that's the right or the wrong answer in this instance. This is all I'm saying. I think before we get to that point, we need to evaluate a lot.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I get what you're saying with a lot of this stuff being fishy, and that, it has basically disappeared within the past week over the media, gone back to the same, if you look at certain events, that have stayed on the news, you look at the Parkland shooting, they're still talking about that. And that was almost 4 months ago.
Yeah,
they're still talking about that. They covered up. Yeah, they cover up things, and then they talk about others nonstop forever.
Here's the thing,
and
they have this narrative where it's the things that they decidedly know or that can lead to controversial things to push their agenda. That's what they cover. But the things that are uncertain and things that they might think, oh shit, we got this wrong on, they don't. They like to cover that up. So another thing is, the fact that it has been kind of out of the news for a little bit is a little suspicious to me because, it tells me that we probably got this wrong. And we've gotten this wrong several times. This isn't like the first time. Like, we don't know, but it just seems like the same narrative, man. It's kind of like the narrative of school shootings, in a way.
Yeah. But, I mean, honestly, I think if we did get it wrong, I think we would have seen some kind of retaliation, and nothing ever happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, Russia didn't do anything. Syria didn't do anything. And, honestly, I mean, I can see a crazy dictator freaking using chemical weapons on his own people time and time again. I mean, you look at Kim Jong-un over in North Korea freaking blowing his people off the side of a mountain by testing a nuclear missile. This stuff happens like all the time with dictators that are power hungry and want to keep their people, as slaves, basically.
That's true. Again, though, one thing Assad is dealing with right now is the resistance there, and there's no one really doing that in North Korea because they're too fearful. And I also think, like I mentioned before, he's winning the battles, man. He's getting what he wants by having us come out. The best news that guy heard all week when that went down was that Donald Trump wants the troops out of Syria. So again, you have to be really, really dumb to do that, man. You know what I mean? Like, you'd have to be really just gunslinging. Like, I don't give a fuck, And additionally, you're also forgetting too, Russia's backing him. Russia has high interest in that area. So not only is he pressuring Trump and our actions, but Putin is too, and our tensions have been really high there. Plus, on the brink of a world war, there's just a lot of things at hand, even for a crazy dictator. If a world war happened, do you think Assad would last too long? I don't, know. So, know what I'm saying? He's crazy, but is he suicidal? Those are the things.
Yeah. Well, and one, I don't think World War III would be caused over Syria. I can't see Russia causing, retaliating in a massive scale over some country like Syria. If it was their own country or something like that, but I just can't see it.
I don't know. It's hard to say just because we've been pushing their buttons a lot lately.
Yeah,
Could that be the thing that they snap? Maybe not even that, but maybe we get hit with the missile in LA or something. Then what happens? You know what I mean? So it might not just be directly Syria, but they got to get, or I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just saying, like, we're just talking what ifs right now. But I'm just saying it'd be really foolish if I'm Assad. And it's funny because you and I are both saying, like, we don't know much about this guy. So first of all, even if he wasn't, we'll assume for the argument that he is a crazy ass motherfucker and this happened. Let's talk to him first. Let's see why, dude. Let's talk and then say, all right, well, we'll see you later, and then maybe in a few days, then do that. But like I said, there's just too many uncertainties. I don't think this guy is suicidal and that crazy. I just, it'd be hard for me to believe.
Well, and I mean, my main point behind it all is it's not about the rebel group or whatever. I mean, I don't think we should be cherry picking rebel groups to defend or, help or whatever, because I mean, you look at what happened to the last rebel group, it turned into ISIS.
Well, that's another thing too. And we definitely don't need regime change because we've seen how poorly that's turned out too.
No. My whole thing is the whole chemical weapons thing. I mean, if they're using that, then you need to get rid of the weapons themselves. Because you can't let, as unstable as the Middle East is, you can't allow some nut job to get a hold of, something that powerful.
I would say it's just
just like Iran with getting nuclear weapons and stuff like that. You can't let them get nuclear weapons, even though Obama, signed the whole nuclear deal with them, which is a mistake.
See, here's the thing.
You can't let them get nuclear weapons because the first thing they're going to do is wipe Israel off the map.
Who do you think gave them the chemical weapons? It was either us or Russia, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it was one of us.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like we always have these problems where we intervene, and then we associate away or have the worst deals in history happen, and then we're like, oh shit, in hindsight it was good that we got the money, but now it's like this is a terrible thing for the world, and we keep trying to fix it. And the thing is, like, there's nothing to be fixed because we keep fucking up, and really the thing to fix is just go home. Like, I don't think Americans know the best interest of what is to happen in the Middle East or anywhere, outside of America. I think if we realize that, and now that's different than, like I said, I do agree we can't have these chemical bombings and shit keep happening around the world or whatever. That's fine. And we need to definitely have our allies' best interests. But that's different than policing everything and trying to fix all the problems that we've caused for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with that too.
So and I just if we between those kind of things are past, and then the uncertainties, man. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Was it the worst thing that could happen? No, I don't think. I think for our end and Britain's and France's, it was minimal casualties, from what I believe. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the worst thing we could have done is some massive invasion like we did in Iraq.
Yeah, that was no good. But we are done with part 1 here, guys. We'll come back with part 2 about our influence in the world. This is the Justice for All podcast.